I tip my cap to North Georgia. They earned the number 1 seed, and they played like it tonight, and they did a good job of handling our pressure, and they've got tremendous size. They made us pay from the 3, and they really killed us on the glass. And we forced some turnovers. Unfortunately, we had a couple too many unforced turnovers. They tried to, they did a little zone press, and then a couple times they did a little bit more pressure-oriented press, and we didn't handle that perfectly, which I think was kind of a cumulative effect over the course of the game. They're big bodies and rebounding, and so a lot of credit goes to them. But I couldn't be prouder of a group. This group of seniors was picked 7th and won the league and won the tournament last year. Picked 2nd and won the league and won the tournament this year. So, in a lot of people's eyes, they were overachievers. Maybe not in our eyes because we really set a high bar. But I am really blessed, and there's a ton of tears in that locker room. That's why it took us a while to get here. But I think the most important thing is they really just care about each other. And so if we could teach them anything, that'll be really valuable, and they'll be lifelong friends.
The expectation, like you thought when you were down in that first half, going in the second half, like yesterday, that you're going to make that big run.
Yeah.
The comeback, it just seemed like as games start to build that momentum, guys really have that one person to take you over the top.
Yeah, I think we were down 8 or 12, 8 or 10. I don't know how many minutes left, but I remember still looking up the scoreboard. I was like, this is going to be our best comeback yet. And we've had some, been down 8 with whatever it was, 50 seconds yesterday, and down 12 with 3 minutes, and down 11, and so I was like, this might be our best one yet. And so, but to North Georgia's credit, they beat the pressure, and they didn't, they made us pay with either transition layup and so, or made whatever their free throws. They shot a ton of free throws. I can't tell because this is faded here, but they got a ton of free throws, and that's not I'm not complaining about, they got to the line by rebounding well and beating our pressure and forced us into a scramble foul situation. So, credit goes to them for not allowing us to come back. But trust me now, we were still talking about it, and there was just a little bit too much separation.
D'Angelo, you felt very composed all night long. Whole team played with that kind of intensity that we've seen all weekend from you guys all season long. Obviously, you didn't get the result you wanted tonight, but how much pride do you have in this team and in this performance?
I just feel like Coach just does a good job of just reiterating our standard, like as a team and as a whole. I feel like every day, like as brothers, we go out there for war. And, I feel like as long as we put each other first, that's all that matters. Win or loss, we can live with it. As long as we put each other first and keep team the main goal, I feel like the outcome, we're okay with it at the end of the day.
Coach, for you, this feels like a team that is built to cause chaos. No matter who you're playing, always seems like you take the game to them. Defensively, always having active hands, get a lot of steals, you mentioned turnovers. How much of that chaos is planned, and how much of it is just the guys going out and playing hard?
Well, we've got a shirt that says controlled chaos, so that definitely is planned. I think tonight we got a little anxious, and so there's got to be discipline within the chaos. Sometimes you stay down on a closeout knowing the scouting report, and sometimes when you're playing so fast, you just forget about those little habits. And so it cost us some tonight. We ironically, we played at a tournament at Florida Southern to open the year with North Georgia. We didn't play them, but we got to see each other at that time and knew that we were going to be two pretty good teams. We both beat Florida Southern that weekend, and I think they were like top 10 in the country at the time. So we knew this is a team that we could maybe meet down the road. But chaos is part of what we do, and it's we think it's different We also think it's a fun way to play basketball. You know, we have 10 starters, we say, and so we really don't care who starts. You know, we may, you know, we're everything for us is that you see this last column. I love that they put this on the stat sheet now. It's plus minus, and we were a lot of minuses tonight, but that's really our defining number. It's not how many points you have. Like we talk about, are you a plus guy or a minus guy, and that's a team stat, right? Are we doing things good when you're in the game or not? You know, and so that to me it epitomizes kind of like you could put it into one stat. Often is the one that we kind of look at. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close.
Caleb, question for you. Obviously, you guys are a very physical team. I think North Georgia tried their best to match that today, and that's up to other people to decide whether they did. What are some of the challenges of facing a team, though, who does put in that effort to try to be as physical as you guys are?
I mean, tonight it was a little bit more difficult because of the size that North Georgia possesses. Not saying that took us away from our game plan, but playing in between the lines, trying to play your game, and then not foul while still being physical sometimes gets pretty tough. And the matchups they threw at us a few times, just trying to get switches, bigs on smalls, kind of threw us for a little. We still forced more turnovers than we gave up, so that was a good thing. And being chaotic and physical, but tonight we just weren't able to out-physical them to a win. I'll give them credit in their execution and make sure they got the ball down to the post where they scored a lot. Also in transition, they didn't settle for too many transition threes, so not being to be as physical as we like without fouling on top of paint points for them. It was something a bit difficult to overcome tonight, but all credit to North Georgia. But I still want to give credit to our guys. Our guys fought to the end, even our last five. And I feel like physicality and chaos is just part of the standard, part of our name. So.
Coach, when you look back on this season, what are you most proud of with this team?
Yeah, I mean, I think in a lot of ways it'll be a lot of our fans' favorite team for what they kind of did from a cumulative effect. We'll have to have our SIDP. I think it's as far as they've ever went since they've been Division II. They maybe, I don't know if they've went to the Sweet 16 before or not, but besides all that stuff, I just think they were fun to watch. Whether it be unique style, you know, we led. I read a press release. We led the conference in 5 different statistical categories, but had nobody over 12 or 13 points a game. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty cool stuff. And you don't see that a lot in today's basketball world. So I think that's one of the reasons. And it's really cool. Marcel on my staff, who played on a very successful 2019 team that advanced in the NCAA tournament and lost in the second round as well. Those guys came back to the conference championship game and they said, you know, you guys were better than us because you won 2 back-to-back tournaments, 2 regular season things, and they kind of like, whatever, passed the belt to them. And then we're in the locker room tonight, and our seniors are challenging the juniors and the rest of the guys in the room. You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of cool to see it. It's a family that kind of grows, and I'm really proud of that. You know, when I took over at Catawba, that's one of the things I wanted to build a program. You know, not just turn it around, but build a program. And that was a good feeling in there a couple minutes ago when they were talking about that.
These 2 and 4 more in the locker room, what can you say about the seniors on this team and how they elevated Catawba basketball in your time here?
You want me to answer that, or you want these guys to answer it? I don't know. I think they just constantly raise the bar for each other. You know, to me, we encourage challenging behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like, not difficult to coach per se, but I'm just saying, like, you know, they get on each other, but it's done, you know, after practice or whatever, and they're laughing in the locker room, and But I think what they've done for Catawba basketball, this, again, we lost 2 all-conference kids when this portal thing started. And so that's why we got picked 7th. We lost 2 all. When I didn't lose 2 kids in 6 years, and then we lost 2 good ones when that kind of became popular. And during the COVID era and all that stuff, and these guys were not having it. They were like, that's fine. And matter of fact, this year, we saw the first ranking, somebody got a hold of it, and we were 48th after what was well as we did last year. We were ranked 48th in the country by one of the whatever polls. And I walk in the locker room, I don't know who the hell did it, but there's, 48 hanging up all over the locker room. And that was, and we just we talked about that at one point this week. Let's just keep lowering the number, So whatever, I think we were ranked maybe 25th by one poll, and now we're down to 32 teams, but just kind of little intrinsic challenges, and I don't want to call it a chip on our shoulder, but I think everybody can appreciate competition, and these guys really did, and then you can really appreciate competition when you like the people that you work with every day, and we get to play. It's not really work, so I think these 6 seniors epitomize that, and when Rome sat up here last year, Jerome Bivens, and said we'll be back, I knew we didn't have to worry about losing anybody. I never once worried about that for a second in today's NIL portal era. Like I knew, because they were just like each other. And so I think, there's a lesson to be taught in that, that's important wherever you're at, is to like the people that you're around.
Thanks, congrats on a great year, best of luck in the future.
Thanks.